And it spurred from up in New York City. Now, kind of like there, up in New York City, they've got massive sewer tunnels. Like, big enough. I'm 6'2". I can walk down through without hunching over. Big ones. And there was always a rumor that years ago, a sewer worker, and this is an urban legend, and they say you have to, when you're working in the sewers down there, you need to listen. Keep your ears open, keep your nose open, and keep your hands, your skin clear to feel for the wind of a shitberg. Yes, you heard me, a shitberg. It's a real thing. Okay. So, I believe it was 1997, 98. Coincidentally, not too long after the Ninja Turtles movie came out, that a New York City employee, waste management employee, was crushed and killed by a giant shitberg. And basically, it is what you think it is. It's a giant turd made up of garbage, trash, toilet paper, and waste. And it's just everything. And it just builds and gets bigger and bigger and creates a clog. Well, there was a methane explosion which caused a shitberg bullet. Now I didn't think I'd ever say that in my life. A turd bullet. A turd bullet came rocketing down at this man. Now, they say you have time. Once you hear it and you feel the pressure change, you can get out of the way. If you know what you're doing. He didn't know, and he was crushed between it and one of the metal grate divider gates. And I did look that up. Okay, this has been a couple weeks ago. Because this came back up because an old Mythbusters episode about shitbergs came up, which, of course, Mythbusters. And sure enough, it's a real thing. It's a real story. It's an urban legend. I actually contacted a friend of mine that lives in New York City. Her name is Dakota. She's followed me on TikTok for years. And I was like, have you ever heard the myth about a shitberg? And she goes, oh, yeah. Sometimes when we think that there's an earthquake, some people think it's a giant shitberg going through the New York pipes. And I'm like, and then there's that side of me. I'm like, I want to be at the barrel end. I want to see it come out. I want to see this cannonball turd come out the end. Okay, but that's just me. Is there any more you want to talk about?
No, I'm just actually looking, this Cabbage Town thing. There's actually a website called Suspicious Times that just last November, last November 26th, so like literally a week less a year from today, this was posted. But they're just kind of recounting the article here, and okay.
Oh.
Revisiting the story. Oh, sorry, what's up?
There is one we'll talk about when you get a chance here in Oklahoma, which is freaking creepy. Go ahead.
Okay. So, so this guy, so they actually, the guy who wrote the story, they actually contacted him, and he still keeps the identity as hush as he always had. He completely believed that Ernest was reliable, said he was an honest, salt of the earth type. He didn't want any publicity or money. He was actually reluctant to talk. And they didn't realize that it would actually become like the longevity that the story would have, that we're here, 1979 to 2024 right now talking about this. But he says it's the strangest story he ever worked on, and after the story ran in the newspaper, he got a lot of positive feedback. It drew a lot of attention, and the trash mag, the National Enquirer, actually reached out to him about it. But for him, it was like a one and done. He didn't pursue it further. Left the door open for a follow-up. Told Ernest to stay in touch if he saw anything else like that, anything similar. Never heard from the guy again. But yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, go on to yours. I just thought that was
so.
They were talking about this a year ago.
I sit here and I think, I'm like, wow, the area I live in, we have so many urban legends around here that I could go on about. I could go on for hours, like the Belvedere Mansion, it's haunted. The Lone Indian at the RSU College, the ghost up there. But the one that I have experience with, and that there are so many old men in the town I grew up in that refuse to talk about this, is called a location called Turkey Holler. Mm-hmm. All right. So there's an area not too far east of where I grew up that no one is allowed to go hunting in. No one's allowed to go out there. You can't go hiking. You can't go traverse it. There's about 12,000 wooded acres, and it is heavily fenced and everything. Well, of course, being the young, dumb jackasses that me and my buddies were, let's go figure it out. Let's go see if this is Turkey Holler. So the legend of Turkey Holler is there was a Mongoloid incestual family that, lived out there for a long time, and they were cannibalistic as well, and people knew about it, but they were just like, hey, no one go over there. No one stay out there. They end up killing themselves, and if you go out there and you hear turkeys like gobble, don't go towards them. You run. Stay away. For some weird reason, it's a turkey gobble. They think that it was one of the boys that grew up. He was brain damaged, and that's the only way he could communicate. That's one of the theories. That's one of the urban legends. Many old men would go out there with their bird dogs, going hunting, as old men do in the country. Take your dogs out there and you go hunt. When the dogs would start screaming and crying, lay down and pee all over themselves and run away, leave the hunter, when they heard the gobble, or not even a gobble, when they get close to the tree line, that always happened. Multiple of these old men talk about that. So, of course, me and my idiot friends are like, we're going out there. We're going to go explore. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm here now, so,
idiot guys.
I, spin speed, did he survive? I'm right here. We go out there, and we brought backpacks full of supplies and a tent. We're going to stay the night. Fuck this place. We're staying the night. We made it 2 hours in, and we were seeing weird shaped things of the evening. It was like dusk, running through the trees, throwing stuff at us. We heard the turkey gobble, but then it went from a turkey gobble to some kind of animal scream that sounded like a cougar. Nope. No, I don't fuck around and find out with those things. Bobcats, cougars, no, panthers. That's all out there where I grew up. Fuck that. I started walking back to the truck. My buddies were like, "Oh, you're being a weenie. You're being a weenie." And all of a sudden, they passed me running back to the truck. Something scared them. They said something about 7 or 8 feet tall come walking towards them through the woods. I was like, you didn't say that when you ran by? They're like, always be faster than your slowest teammate. And I was like, fuck. I never went back out there. And there's still rumors to this day about Turkey Holler. I got one of the friend of mine that's always ghost hunt with me. I'll have him tell the story on video, and it's no, and like when you get close, it's weird. When you get close to the entrance, you just get goosebumps. It's weird. Something in your body tells you to run when you get close to it. It's just it's evil. There's something evil out there. And that's one of the biggest urban legends where I grew up. Other than the large flying creature that stays out there, which everyone has seen at night. It flies over at night. It's huge. Makes no noise. I've seen it. My brother's seen it. My mom's seen it. Like everyone in high school that I grew up with, they've all seen it. It's a large winged creature that flies over at night. It'll block out the stars as it flies over. No one knows what it is. Me, I'm the kind of jackass, like it's either a giant bird, pterodactyl, lizard thing, or it's some dude flying his plane late at night with his engine off. I'm more for the latter of the two with the engine off because people are stupid. But I don't know. John, what's an urban legend you've ever heard of?
Oh gosh. Oh, wasn't there that one where it was like it was like it was like at a college, and like his roommate came back and the lights were off, and like she thought her roommate was asleep, right? And she like doesn't turn the lights on and goes to sleep, and then like hears some noise but decides like whatever, her roommate just must be like moving around. And then it was like the next morning she finds out like her roommate had been killed in the middle of the night. And there was like a note that said, "Aren't you glad you didn't turn the lights on?"
No! Oh!
Right? That fuck with me.
Is it just me, or did Kitty's character's eyes get really big when you said it?
What? That's
Yeah! That was great! Your character's eyes went, huh? Actually,
awesome.
So... have y'all ever heard of the urban legend, Gooch Monkey, you too, of Bloody Mary?
Oh yeah. Who has it? What kid
Yes.
didn't go in the bathroom and go Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary?
Yeah,
Like,
spin around. And
So
then
do you know the
eyes.
actual truth behind that?
mm-mm.
Does it have
There
to do
is
with
a-
the Countess Bathory?
No.
Okay.
No. By the way, that's an awesome urban legend right there in its own. No, this actually happened in the projects, again, New York. I think it was New York. So she was on the 11th floor, this lady, and the local police station got a call that somebody was trying to break into her apartment through the bathroom cabinet. Okay, so of course they're not going to take it serious. They show up, the police show up, knock on the door, there's no answer. Well, the next day, she still hasn't come out, and long story short, it takes 4 days to get into her apartment because they were threatening to sue. The police knocked the door down, they finally got a carpenter out there, and they drilled the lock out. They opened it up, they found her dead. She was shot multiple times in cold blood. The door was still locked from the inside, and the police could not figure it out. Well, 2 detectives went back and listened, and this happened in the 80s, late 80s. Okay. This is a recent thing, late 80s, early 90s. I think it was late 80s. They were like, hey, let's listen back to that 911 call, and they listened to it. They went back, opened up the cabinet, mirror, medicine, shelves, nothing fancy, right? One of them got pissed and slammed the cabinet door shut, and the whole fucking mirror cabinet fell off. and revealed an entrance behind it. Okay, so in the projects, some of the apartments had passageways in between them where they could access the pipes for the, plumbers and stuff. Some went to different apartments side by side or top to bottom. That's how they accessed them. Turned out she lived in 11A. Well, 11B was being rented out by a drug lord to his druggy people, and they snuck in through that mirror and killed her. And then they were actually spotted carrying off her TV, her 19-inch TV, her rocking chair, and they were arrested. But that is actually what created Bloody Mary, was that right there, where you stand in front of the mirror and you go, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, and she comes out of the mirror or suddenly appears in the room with you. That's where the urban legend Bloody Mary came from.
Damn, I had no idea. That's crazy.
Real quick before I forget, there's one more, and you can Google this place right now, and it freaking exists. It's called the Hex House in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Every year they put on a haunt where you go through and they've got like the chainsaw dude with the mask and blah, blah, and they chase you through there. And it's like an escape room, but you're getting chased by killers, right? It's pretty cool. But the original Hex House that stood in that spot, this lady lived alone, and she put a hex, a spell, on these two ladies and made them believe it, and kept them trapped in her basement in the most foul, disgusting living situation you could ever think of, and was getting money from them, over $20,000 from them. Not to mention getting paid by their families to caretake for them. Okay? And it wasn't till I think one of them died, and the police finally showed up, and I can't remember. But anyways, this had been happening for years, and she'd had multiple women down there, trapped in there, and multiple women had died in the basement. Wow. She did 1 year in jail for that. Okay. What? But they bulldozed the house and turned it into a parking lot. But there is an urban legend to this day, and I would love to find out. People swear that the basement still exists under that parking lot to this day. I'm like, I want to find the fuck out. And whenever I found out that was there, I have parked on top of where the basement would be at. And after I learned that, I was like, ooh, I got that cold chill. I was like, oh, no. That's creepy. But yeah, Oklahoma, if you just Google Oklahoma urban legends, we're some creepy motherfuckers.
Okay. We've got 4 minutes, and John just sent me a link here.
Well, that was the top half is the aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights? Then there's one underneath it that's just as unsettling.
Okay. So this one, it's funny because when your headset restarted on you, the two of the legends that I used to reference when I was talking about what urban legends are mentioned in this one, the hook and the boyfriend's death.
Oh yeah.
But this one, this is an example. It says collected on the internet. Do you want me to read the example or scroll down further? Or I guess it's okay. I see. It's the whole thing. My ad blocker just made the page look a little messed up. That's all I got this now.
There's like a yellow block, and there's like 2 stories on the yellow block, and the top one is about the college student. She was studying late, didn't want her roommate up. And yeah, the one that's like the next paragraph, that's the one that's also just as creepy.
Okay. The one.
It's in the same. It starts with a young lady is alone in her apartment.
A young lady. Hang on.
You want me just to read it?
Okay,
I
yep, there we
do
go.
have it up.
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay.
fucked up. Okay. A young lady is alone in her apartment. She goes to bed with her dog on the floor beside her. In the middle of the night, she is woken up by a strange sound. She is alarmed, but reaches down to the dog, who licks her hand. She is reassured and goes back to sleep. In the morning, she finds the dog hung in the shower. Where the dog slept, she picks up a note which reads, "Humans can lick too." That's the end of the thing.
Damn. Damn. Damn.
Yeah, so it says here, just they're comparing it to another one, but it's like once the details are boiled away, the same basic storyline is revealed in both. A young woman is oblivious to a grisly killing taking place in front of her, and just how close the call was is revealed in the chilling comment left by the murderer. Be it dog or roommate which ends up on the slab, the real horror of the moment is focused on the girl who survives. Murder victims are a dime a dozen. What makes the blood run cold is the thought of the one that just barely got away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that brings us to the hour. Was there anything you wanted to add before we close this out?
Couple of things may have shipped. My EMP meter may have shipped, along with my new laser grid for when we go ghost hunting.
Awesome.
And I'll
we
tell you
will
right
be-
now.
we will be having
Go ahead.
your stuff play here. I'm just saying.
Oh yes. So I'm not worried about hearing the ghost box voices or seeing the EMG meter go, crazy. No. Oh, I got goosebumps thinking about it already. It's that laser grid. When you see that fucking figure form in the laser grid, it starts. Nope. Nope. That's the only thing I'm worried about. If I see anything form in that fucking grid, you're going to see on that screen right there an audible sound of me shitting myself. Okay.
We'll just see the smoke.
You're just gonna hear
trucker as he takes off running.
Yeah. But also, my buddy Matt is going to be doing this with me. But he mentioned something, Kitty, that we're going to have to also look into.
Okay.
We're going to have to get a video editor to do this. We're going to have live recorded heartbeat monitors.
Oh wow.
I said, we're also going to have a live pressure gauge for how much shit fills my pants whenever something walks in that laser grid. And he goes,
my God.
But yep, it has shipped, and it is an authentic, real EKG meter. That shows the electromagnetic field, or EMF field. Sorry, EMF reader. It's an authentic, real one. Okay. The laser grid, just a simple grid, for Christmas lights or 4th of July, whatever. But you disable the motor where it's just the laser grid, right? And then we are looking at getting an authentic spook box and camera equipment, GoPros, different kind of things. Yeah, we're doing this. We are totally doing this. And I'm going to work my wonderful silver tongue charm to a few places to see if we can go stay the night, like the Belvedere Mansion. Or we're just going to go straight up and be like, can we stay the night in your funeral home? Yeah.
Now, have you ever used a spirit box before?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Those are...
So...
They're screwy.
For your
Don't
phone.
mess with you.
Oh, we reset. There's one you can get for your
we got
phone,
it.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But well, y'all, let's migrate.
I got
over.
one.
Yeah.
One
Sorry,
of
go
those
ahead,
for
go
my
ahead.
phone, and I used it at my buddy's house because we always got this like really weird feeling at his place.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting outside, which was first off the bad idea of we were drinking and decided, you know, this would be the time to fuck with a spirit box. And one of my friends is totally like he's like, you know, ghosts aren't real, whatever. So I have this spirit box on my phone, and you know that like sound that it makes as it's running.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had to explain to my friend that it's like, okay, I'm like, it's scanning through radio frequencies so fast that, you know, you're not going to pick up words. But it's like, you know, the like spirits are able to use it to communicate. And so like he just
actually
doesn't.
Let me
like,
let's go over to the next space. I want to tell you the difference when
Paranormal.